Hi guys! Scott is not here. He's not the first one in, so I'm kind of disappointed. But hello, everyone who's watching in the future. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this back. There's gonna be important information at the end, so if you don't want to watch the whole thing, then skip forward maybe. But if you're watching live, then please stay because I have an announcement to make at the end. So, oh, look at that! Chris is here. Someone is in the chat that I know. So yeah, first things first, while we're waiting for people to arrive, I'm gonna shamelessly plug my zombie oracle because I made a zombie oracle and finally I uploaded the flip through as well. So if you're in need of a zombie themed oracle for, spooky season, then let's show it like this. So I'm doing this completely in a wrong way, but as you can
Make
see,
yourself full screen, Archie. So make yourself.
now
Can you make
uh,
yourself full screen?
I don't want to because my camera decided to not focus in StreamYard,
Oh,
so there's no point. For some
ah,
reason, it focuses when I'm, not showing anything. So yeah, so like I said, the flip through is up. So if you want to, look at some brains,
what
then
does
you
that
can do
say,
so.
Archie, on the brain one? What's
Mhm.
what's the words on that? What does it say?
Use it.
Oh, use it. Right. Okay.
That was the card that I dedicated to a lot of people beginning from last year because a lot of people don't use their brains for some reason. So yeah. Oh, but okay, people are coming in. So yeah, thank you so much for joining.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hi, everyone.
yeah, before we start saying hi to people, I just want to say that you can find Chris's channel, Elemental Cartomancy, in the description. I also linked his love this love the spread the love
Oh,
playlist
thank
because
you.
yeah, so you can find that over there as well because that was the most relevant playlist. And yeah, okay, so let's say hi to people. We have, oh, look at that, we have Chris. Hi. Say hi to yourself, please.
Hello, you handsome devil.
Exactly. I was waiting for something like that. I never get those, you're always just so nice to me and I'm like, oh, he never says anything like that
Oh,
to me.
see,
So
you've said it now. Next, I'm going to think of the most inappropriate way that I can say hello to you.
and then I'm gonna know that we're friends finally. And we have MA. Yeah, I'm trying to do the thing when I put people on screen, so screen. So if your name doesn't, it's not in your username, people still know who we say hi to. So hi, Susie. And by the way, I'm sorry, I have a little cold, so if my voice goes or I just, die coughing, then Chris will finish the stream.
You sound beautiful just now.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I have that, low, sexy voice when I'm sick, so I'm kind of enjoying that. We have Jamie and Jackie, but I want you to speak anyway. I don't want to talk a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, no Scott, so I'm kind of disappointed, but I'm guessing he's not in the best condition, so I'm just
Oh.
talking behind his back because he's not here.
You
Thanks,
never know.
Susie.
He might be watching in the background. He might be lurking, as they say.
If he's doing that, I'm sorry. And oh yeah, and hi everyone who's lurking, and who's not comfortable to join the chat. We appreciate you being here because I was told that some people might do that. But yeah, so we're gonna just talk about spreads because why not? And not in a very educational, serious way, but more in the let's get to know each other way. So first question. Did you use spreads when you started with tarot? Did you start using them immediately?
I did because my first deck was the Rider Waite Smith. It was this one, and I don't think I've got a copy of it. Oh no, I do have the little white book. In the little white book, it gives you the Celtic Cross spread at the back, I think. And it's I don't know if it still has it, but it's like you put this card here and then you say something when you're laying out the spread. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, this signifies him, this covers
Oh yeah,
him,
yeah, yeah.
blah blah. This is above,
Mhm.
beneath. all of that kind of thing. So when I like did my very first, like that was I used the Celtic Cross.
So
Um,
you learned from the deck. So that's how you learn tarot
uh, oh gosh,
on
how
your
I
own, I
learned.
mean.
Um, yeah, yeah, I guess I'm self-taught. Like not just from this or from any one source. It's kind of a like I used a lot of books, and then you kind of just fall into your own way of doing it, don't you?
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah, but and Elaine is here. Hi, Elaine, and Christine
Hi,
as well.
Elaine. I feel as though I've not seen Elaine in ages. I'm going to send you a message and like drag you on my channel or something, Elaine, because I don't
Good
know.
idea.
I just don't get enough Elaine time, I feel.
You should join the Tried Spread Revisited group because we are
Yeah,
very,
I'm on
very
it.
active over there.
Right, okay. I'm on it.
I link
I
that
am in it.
also. It's in the description, so you no
Mm,
excuses for that.
right, okay.
Yeah, and I just asked because I I was planning on starting to learn tarot on my own, but then I wasn't sure, where to start. And my sister, who is a Reiki master, she had connection in Hungary, so I went and took a course. And it's interesting because everyone that I heard about talking, how they started, they all like, oh, I started with the Celtic cross because that's the basic. And I'm like, I've never been taught that. We never use that one in the course. So it's for me, I still don't use the Celtic cross because I guess it's just too huge, and I'm so used to my three card spread now that I kind of don't feel like I need to do those big spreads all the time.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Mhm.
so I was just curious if you started with a spread or not.
Yeah, so yeah, the Celtic Cross. Um, and yeah, so what three card spread did you start with? Is it like your past, present, future, or
It's not called that. I mean, it's kind of like in the past is the root of the problem,
right,
and there's what you can do currently, and then if you do that, what's the tendency?
right,
and,
okay.
and that's the basic that I usually use in all of my readings because I'm just so familiar with it, and it just works well for me. So I never really feel like I have to expand on it. I have dedicated spreads, like I have a good one, a career spread. Just I hate that word. And I have New Year spreads and stuff like that. But
Right,
yeah,
cool.
I kind of like that one. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Exactly. I mean, I did one, but to be honest, I did one for myself, and I was called out really badly. And I was told that I'm a shitty person, so I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm not gonna use you anymore.
Oh, the cards called you out,
Yeah,
right? I see. I
the
see. Oh gosh.
cards were like you're selfish, and I can't even remember what else. And I was like, I know, but I don't want to. I don't want to know. So I'm like, go away. Yeah, I mean, yeah, tarot can be like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, so the first one was that for me, the three card spread. And by the way, if anyone has a question, please put it in caps. And at some point, I want to hear your favorite ones as well. So just save those comments for later. So next one, favorite spread. I know it's hard because you can have a lot of spreads you like, but if you have to choose one,
It's difficult because I've got favourite spreads for certain things. So I do.
if you have to choose one that that's the one that you have to use for the rest of your life from now on, you can't change.
I
I
need
know.
bother off. Um, for myself, if I was using it on myself, then it would have to be and this is one I've found quite recently. It's the one that's in the Moon Baby Tarot, um, by Brant. It's the general. So it's a three card spread. General energy, what to embrace and what to let go of. I've used that every day since I got that deck, and I don't just I use it for myself, but I'll pull cards for my partner as well, and like I've got a friend that I'll pull for as well. So I I do use that a fair bit, and I find it really helpful. Um, and so yeah, that if it was if it was one spread, then I would probably have to go with that one for myself.
Hmm.
Um,
And
so
for
yeah,
clients?
for clients, it would have to be the another three cards, the situation, advice, and outcome.
Oh,
Three card spread, because like that, I feel as though I can pretty much do most things with that.
hmm.
Like you know, even if you told me I wasn't allowed to use the Celtic cross for anything bigger, like I could just do a series of situation, advice, and outcomes. Do you know what I mean? Like I could just have a list of questions for you, and I could just use that to kind of find
Yeah.
my way, I think. Um, so yeah, that's probably my favourite. What about you?
Just, hi, Debbie. I would stick to my three card spread, to be honest. Root of the problem, what you can improve or what you need to. The middle one is not always talking about what you need to change. Sometimes it talks about, uh, I don't know. It always depends on the question. If it's something you need to continue doing or it's something you need to change. So it's more of a current situation.
Yeah.
But I always use these three, and if I use a spread, and I wanted to ask if you ever read without a spread or you always use a spread. Like, do you
So
just start pulling cards or you don't do that?
um, I'll pretty much always use a spread. One what I would say though to caveat that is we it's a few months now since we've done it, but we did a Marseille study group, and we were reading with the Marseille, and I find the Marseille is really kind of a conducive, is that the word? Conducive to like just having a question, pulling three cards, and then just reading them together, not necessarily with spread positions.
Mm-hmm.
I do really enjoy doing that with the Marseille for some reason more than with like fully illustrated decks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, when it comes to Marseille, I can kind of do without spread positions, but
That's so interesting.
most of the time I do prefer to have a position meaning. That would be my preference. I was going to ask you though, like you see, you're talking about like your kind of a root of the problem, what you need to do or change now, and then the whatever the third card was, the direction that's going in or the trajectory. Like that's would you like depending on the question, would you tweak that? So like that seems to me to be geared towards like an issue or a problem. But if I was to
Yeah,
come to your
yeah.
table and say, oh, could you read for me? I'm looking to develop myself spiritually, and I'm looking for like some advice from the cards as to how where do I go from here? Like, would you tweak your position meanings to suit that?
Sometimes the cards read, that I know or feel or whatever, that the problem is not a big thing. Sometimes it's just, a tiny thing that you need to be mindful. But I always think that when you turn to someone looking for answers, you have a problem in some area. You want to improve. That means that there is something that can be improved. So far, I only change the spread when people are asking me about relationship stuff. Like, oh, will this person fall in love with me, and then or why are they, in my life, whatever. And then I use the you them relationship spread,
Okay.
because it can highlight or it can illuminate why a certain person is in your life. And it doesn't have to be like, because if they just ask this, will this person fall in love with me, then okay. If you get a no to that, that's not helpful. But if you can look at the situation to see why they are there, maybe they are there to teach you something about yourself, and it might not end up as the love of your life, but you will gain something from that connection. It's still something that's useful, and you should give it a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I always think relationships are difficult to read for because I don't know what your view is, but my view on like kind of the way the future is it's all based on choice. Do you know what I mean? It's based on choice
Same.
and people's actions, and like there's like probably like a million different futures right now, you know, that will be based on different choices that we could make.
Yeah.
And one of the things that comes into that is like kind of our feelings and stuff like that. Um, so like I could like you know right now there could be like a certain someone and I could absolutely can't stand them. Do you know what I mean? Hate them. Like
Yeah.
don't keep them away from me. My feelings might change on that. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like tomorrow I could be like oh, worship the ground that they walk on. I I don't. It's not necessarily a choice that I've consciously made, but I don't know whether I think that the cards can predict that kind of a thing because it's still a shift that's caused one of those possible. I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. I'm not really sure what point I'm trying to make here, but
Yeah, but I understand because that's why my three card says tendency, and
mm,
that's based on what you do with the middle card. Because if sometimes it is that if you continue on this road and you don't do anything, then you're gonna end up with the tower, for example.
yeah,
But if you
okay.
change, you can get something. But it always changes. It's always fluid, and sometimes just by getting a reading, you're changing something.
I
So I
fucking
always
love
just
that.
say
By
that,
the way, that word tendency that really resonates with me.
yeah,
Even like my three card spread for that third position, I think that's brilliant. I think that's really good.
yeah, I really like that. I mean, I learned a lot from the lady who taught the course, even though I really don't read the cards as she taught me because I kind of want to, check the thought system because the deck that I was learning with, whatever, is the Kazanlar Tarot, and that's a Hungarian, I think it's Egyptian,
Okay.
and there's two other mythological system and culture in the deck, and I have problems because there are certain cards that are read in such a way that I can't I can't be behind the meaning. For example, for the 10 of cups, which is the happy family, whatever, you have everything you want card
Mm,
normally. uh, it depicts a Hungarian king and queen who were very happy, very cultured. They brought a lot of good things to the country, but they never had a child. So their marriage was not successful. It wasn't happy because of they were missing something. And for me, the 10 of cups can be a card that has I don't know. It's just for me, it's not resonating. And the 2 of cups, for example, is like it talks more about lovers who are secret, who are having an affair, and they are only happy because they are in their own little bubble. But as soon as they leave that bubble, the happiness goes away. And I don't read the 2 of cups like that.
right. Okay. Yeah. That's
And
very specific. Like
I know.
I might even say dangerously specific because I think when you hone in and make it have to be something as specific as that, you end up really limiting yourself.
And I
I
didn't
think anyway.
resonate it with that.
Mm,
That's why I started, looking for other ways to read the tarot because I was like, I really like how the majors were taught. I learned a lot. I like how the hangman is more of a situation where you put yourself in and it's not good for you because I read it more of a you became the victim of your circumstances but because of your choices. But
mm,
I don't read the hangman as a, oh, I'm just gonna hang here and have fun because it's so good to be upside down. I don't read that. I read it as a really uncomfortable situation where you put yourself in and you have to change, and that makes sense to me. But with the minors like this, it just didn't make sense to me, so I changed, and I that's why I started looking for other ways, and that's how I found the RWS.
okay.
I don't know where we started this.
I know. We were talking about relationship spreads and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know what you mean. Like, It's good. It's just it's good. See, regardless of what your favorite system is and what your system is, even if it is a system, you know, see when you find something that resonates with you, that is what I find really makes the difference. And that you could be talking about, a system of meanings, or you could be talking about a spread or a
Yeah,
selection of spreads. When you find what resonates with you, it might not resonate with anyone else on the planet, but if it matters to you, if it's true to you, if it speaks to you, then that's gold. So it is.
yeah. I mean, when we were learning the majors, I specifically remember that my teacher started with the High Priestess as a somewhat negative card,
Right.
and I was like, oh, okay. But everything she said about the card, I was like, but I like her, And I was resonating with the High Priestess, even though in her book it's not really a good card. And I was like, but I have a tattoo with the two on my wrist, and I was like, but that's my card. So it was kind of weird.
Right,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm grateful for the course, because it started everything for me, and I could feel that she has a great knowledge, but also in some way her views of the world were too sexist for me,
Right, okay.
and it wasn't open to LGBTQ plus, not in a way that she didn't include people who had different sexual orientations, whatever, because she specifically said that this is how you say if you're suspecting that someone is gay, so that you don't hurt their feelings, and blah, blah. But in some cards it was like, but the woman is, she's the wife, and then I was like, can we stop with this shit? So yeah, it was interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But like,
And I just want to say hi to Jax, and I saw Regina, and I hope okay, we have Bluebell Oracle, and I don't know the name.
Glinda, Glinda.
Linda. Okay. Hi. So yeah, I just wanted to say hi. I'm sorry, I'm not really paying attention to the chat as of now, but we have Asha as well. Okay, so uh, favorite spell, yeah, I guess. Yeah, we were talking about reading without cards, and sometimes I kind of feel like I want to, sit down and just, but I always kind of end up with a spread. Sometimes I pull extra cards when I want to clarify something,
Yeah.
but I usually do the three cards. And
Right.
I just started learning. I don't know if you learned or used Lenormand. I think you did the.
I did Kelly's class
Yeah,
just
yeah.
in the summer there, so I did.
Yeah, because I just started learning, and as a practice, I made myself a grand tableau, and I was like, oh, "This is so exciting! I don't really understand anything, but this is so exciting because it's such a huge spread, and you can use everything, and you can see everything in it. So
Yeah.
that's a spread that I really want to learn. But I mean, like I said, I just started, so I'm like on card 7 or something with notes, making notes, and. But I was like, I wanna do a reading. So I was like, I did a 3-card spread for a question, and I was like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know how to translate the
Yeah.
sentence to an actual answer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's those Lenormand spreads are really interesting. I mean, I'm quite happy that Tarot doesn't have a 78 card spread, because
I think
I mean,
there is actually. There's a spread, I'm sure. So have you ever seen it's a kind of a documentary that Christopher Lee narrated or has narrated? Yeah, narrated. He was the voiceover for it.
no.
And it's on tarot cards. It's
Oh,
actually, I really enjoyed it, so I did. I thought it was really good. But he talks about there was an old spread. I'm sure it's called the Figure of Destiny or something of Destiny,
yeah.
and that uses all 78 cards. So it does.
Jeez. Oh
Yeah, I
God,
know.
that
Could
would
you
take like
imagine?
weeks to interpret,
I
because
know.
with tarot you can go anywhere. I mean, at least with Lenormand there are certain combinations and keywords, but with tarot I could sit here and write a book with that just one spread.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
I've seen me sit here and yap on for like 5 minutes just on one card. Do you know what I mean? I've had to
Yeah.
stop myself and be like, right, come on, Chris, you've only put one card on the table. Let's at least finish off the 3 card spread.
Exactly.
So yeah, I can only imagine how long that
Oh
that
God.
that bad boy would take me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Hi.
Hey,
Rani, I
Renee.
guess. Okay. And that was the question. We started at 6:30 my time, so about half an hour ago. I moved my stream a bit, earlier because I was always running around when Gerald started his stream, and I was like, I need a bathroom break between the two, and I need something to eat, and I always missed the beginning, so I was like, let's start a bit, sooner, and then I can catch up. Hermes Mirror has a house spread. Oh God. Houses spread. That sounds interesting. Houses, because Lenormand has houses,
Mm, yeah.
which is another layer to confuse people with. Just saying.
Yep.
3 cards, 8. And do you have a specific spread, or you just throw out cards? Because I'm always interesting because I watch a lot of, not always, but I have these periods when I'm like pick a card readings, and I watch them on YouTube, and there are readers who has a certain spreads they use. They don't talk about the spread, but if you watch them, if you watch a few, you can see that they use the spread. But some people are like, let's talk,
Mm,
and then like 6 cards on the table. So
yeah.
it's always interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
so we talked about the favorite, but I was curious, putting that aside, which is your favorite? Which is your most used one, if you have one?
I mean,
In
probably,
professional or personal, doesn't matter, just
yeah, probably the situation advice, and then I'm going to say tendency now. Situation advice tendency. I'm not going to say outcome anymore. Um, but
that
yeah,
reduces
like
people.
that's probably the one that I use the most because I always use it 9 times out of 10 when I'm doing live readings. That's what I'm using. Unless the only other one is the options spread. So if someone is saying, oh, should I let, I think the other night someone says I'm looking to start my channel. Will I do it on Maybon or will I wait until Samhain?
Mhm.
So like then I would like do a card for the general situation and then one for each choice, and you kind of a look and see what situation the cards like better. Um, so yeah, like the option spread is one that I'll use as well, but mostly it'll be the situation advice and tendency.
Tendency. Yeah, I mean, I have an option, a choice A and B as well, and I like to do, one card for each option and then pull an oracle as a clarifier or actually general. And that's something else. Do you use oracle? I mean, I know yo. I know that you used an oracle, the soul card, for the spread that you did for me, but do you usually use oracles, or that just specific for that round table reading you did?
So if I'm so mostly for the roundtable readings, I'll use the soul cards like that. If I'm doing a bigger spread for someone, then I might use the soul card in that way.
Hmm.
Um, I did recently explore the three voices that Kelly Fitzgerald does. So she'll
Oh yeah,
do
yeah,
a
yeah.
9 card
I saw that.
Lenormand,
Yeah.
a 4 card tarot, and then 2 oracles. And I thought that was really good. But generally, not most of the time.
Hmm.
Only for like bigger readings, like more kind of like face-to-face readings. Not well, round tables are face-to-face, but like yeah, like that kind of a thing. More like face-to-face readings when I'm putting more cards on the table. I'll maybe pull something if I think it's going to be useful.
Hmm. And when you do readings, and you decide on a spread, do you expand on them if you feel like it, or you just know that it's better to keep to a spread? Because some people say that that instead of pulling extra cards for like, for example, an oracle, they like to go back and look again at the spread that they have, because they think that, there's more on the table that they might have missed. Which one do you prefer, if you prefer anything?
If I was going to be pulling extra cards, I would probably just use tarot.
Mhm.
I think it depends. I think sometimes it works to pull extra cards. Like, see if we do a reading about your career, for example, and then you say to me, "Oh, by the way, I'm kind of got my eye on this person. Can you look and see if there's any kind of a prospect for a relationship there?" Then I might kind of how when we were live, I did that thing where I spread the cards and then I pulled just an extra three. I might do that kind of a thing.
Mhm.
If, however, and see, I think this is why it didn't really work very well for me when we did it on the round table. Um, we were asking a question about the cards that were already on the table, about the subject matter that was already being examined. I think if it was that, then I would try and answer it with the cards on the table.
Mhm.
Um, if you're asking about the stuff that's already been laid down on there, then I think I would try and answer it with the cards on the table. If it's a question that's clearly not been covered by what's there, then I would maybe kind of look at it separately,
Mhm.
if that
Yeah,
makes
it makes
sense.
sense. Yeah. Hi, Gerald.
Hey, Gerald.
How are you, Mr. Masterman? That was the question. I just wanted to see what Kristen said. So, okay. I mean, 8 is a good number. I mean, I think most of us are on the uneven side for some reason. I don't even know where did that came from. That it's 9, it's 3, it's 7, it's whatever. It's usually an uneven number, but I kind of feel like an even number would suggest an answer that, if you have two sides, they can be equal. But with an uneven, you feel like you're gonna get something that flips to one side, even though this is bullshit, because cars can be just whatever. So they're
Yeah,
gonna give you one picture, so it doesn't really matter. But it's kind of interesting that people
yeah.
have that with uneven numbers. What are we talking about? Sorry.
Yeah, I think Glinda might have the stream might have gone a bit for her, but it looks as though it was just Glinda. It was an issue that was specific to her because I was watching the chat to see if anyone else said that they had the same issue, and no one seems to have had it. So hopefully Glinda's managed to
Oh,
like
okay.
refresh and get us back.
Yeah, I mean, I know my internet connection is not the best, so it could be. And I don't know if you heard the answer by that for the tendency thing. I use that in my three card reading, and this is not a future. It's pretty much what will come up if you work with the card in the middle, because I have a root of the problem, what you can do, and the tendency that will happen if you work with that card in the middle. Because I don't like to say future, because I do believe that our choices constantly change the future. So
Mm.
it's just one possible future. It can be completely different as well if you start working with the card. That's just a tendency at the
Yeah,
moment.
the path that you're tending towards. So if you look at it like there's probably about a million possible futures, but if you simplify it and say, right, there's three possible futures, think of it as like you're at a crossroads, there's three paths in front of you. Based on the energies that are currently in play, what path are you tending towards? What is the tendency? That's how I understand what Orshu means.
Yeah, it's that has the biggest chance to happen, pretty much. But things are always changing.
Mm,
That's why I don't really like future oriented questions, because if you work with what you have to work with, then a lot of things might change. Then work with what I tell you to work with, then come back, and then we're gonna look at things again.
yeah.
I mean, you can use the arcana cards, and in it you have the major arcana. You can make the cards to use the Lenormand version together. What? Sorry, you can use the And in it, Arcana cards, is it a deck or?
I think, are you talking about um, the Arcana
Okay.
tarot playing cards?
Oh.
Um, so yeah, these are essential. This is essentially like a playing card deck. So you've got like your playing card pips,
Hmm.
um, but then you've got a major arcana as well. So you've got like your Empress,
Uh-huh.
and kind of a stuff like that. So yeah, this is a beautiful deck. I'm not sure. I take it that's what you meant, Asha. Um, but yeah, I suppose like you would have your majors and then like kind of your minor arcana. You can get, or sorry, from like your playing cards, you can get like your Lenormand.
I'm the mustache man. I don't know the song, but I will look it up. Uh, okay.
It's
Yeah,
I am music man. I come from far away and I can play. What can you play?
I don't know. I mean,
No? Oh, that's pretty cool.
someone link me. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, next question. Where do you find your spreads?
um,
We talked about, guidebooks and stuff, but do you have a
yeah,
favorite place?
no, I think the ones that I tend to use, I've picked them up from different sources. The situation, advice, and outcome or tendency, I, I might have made that up. I might have heard it somewhere, but I think I might have kind of made that up, just based on what I felt like working with.
Hmm.
Um, the the one that I use for myself every day, the general energy, what to embrace and what to let go of, was from um, the Moon Baby Tarot from Brant's guidebook for the Moon Baby Tarot. So that was all Brant.
Yeah, I don't have the
Um,
deck, but I really like the colors of it. It's just
yeah, it's nice.
pretty one.
Um, the so like there's the 10 card spread that I used for our roundtable reading, Osha. I've got that from the Raven's
Raven's
Prophecy
Prophecy. I
Tarot
know. I
guidebook.
can't wait. I can't wait for the deck. It's one of my winter decks, so I'm gonna work with it
Oh, cool.
from November. So I already trimmed it, already edged it.
Have you? Right, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mean to. I posted it on Instagram that I was fully committed keeping the borders because it reminds me of the car in the books.
Right,
But
okay.
then I laid them out on the table and I was like, but it's too overpowering. You can't see the card. All you see is the orange border. So I was like,
Right, okay.
and now it's beautiful and I can't wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. There's a spread called the Compass and Rose spread, I think it is. And so I've kind of got that from the Witch's Wisdom Tarot.
Oh.
Um, from the in the guidebook in that there's a spread called the Compass and Rose spread or the Compass Rose spread, and I've kind of taken that and tweaked it, and kind of I'm taking the general theme of it and made it my own. And I've used that for a couple of the roundtable readings as well. That's really good for like looking at, it's an elemental spread. It looks
Mhm.
at fire, water, earth, and air, and kind of breaks down the person's general life based on the four elements.
That's cool.
So that's really good. I like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've
Carly,
just grabbed different spreads from different places.
and do you look them up on Instagram or Pinterest? Because, those places are full of. Some people
Yeah,
hate them because it's just too much.
yeah, I don't think I really have. The only one that I've maybe found was my interview spread.
Oh.
So my interview spread is, if you um, Google tarot interview spread, you probably find the one that I've taken my position meanings for.
Mhm.
I don't do the same shape, um, just because it bugs me, because it's got like a diamond over here and then two cards here, and it kind of annoys me that these four are separate from them two, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Because them two are of the same standing. Do you know what I mean? So I just kind of do it like three and three.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like I got that from just Google, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I've never really taken any from it. Not that I would have anything against it. I've just never kind of I found myself looking on there. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch saved on Pinterest, but I don't really use them. I mean, I made a few notes, but there's one, the what the fuck spread.
right,
I
okay,
don't know if you know. That's a really good one, and I used that with the Mood Tarot last.
right,
Yeah, I don't know, last December. There, I did a shadow work month where I used that, and I think it was in the shadow work month, but it was meant to be a fun reading because with the what the fuck spread, what the
yeah,
actual fuck is happening, but it just turned into something so serious. Even though with that deck, the Mood Tarot is like the Emperor is the daddy and stuff like that. So it's a very funny deck, but
yeah,
it's tarot, so it quickly turned into something serious. So
yeah,
yeah, that spread was fun. But I like Instagram because, and I'm just saying, for people who maybe want to find a few new ones, there are a lot of people who create their own spreads and they share it on Instagram. I mean, there's a very good September challenge that a friend of mine is doing. I mean, September is almost over, but I only did the first week yet because then life was like, hello. So I'm gonna, do them later. And it's about finding your fire within. And that's the name of the spread. And I like those when people, actually sit down, think things through. And I know those people because I follow them. So I know that they actually put the effort in. So
mm,
I kind of like those spreads a lot. Um, and there was Robin, hi Robin. I don't know. I mean, I inverse pyramid spread. Have you posted a video with it? Because I don't think I've even heard about this one. Have you heard
yeah. I
about it?
don't remember it either, Robin.
So if you don't have a video about it, Robin, please do make one. Or if you have one, then please link it. Or if you can't link it, then ask someone. uh, even number. Interesting. So you're different. Must be the mustache. You have to, you have to even things out because it has to be symmetrical. Yeah, I might have, I might develop a fever. So, uh, yeah, Instagram is full of spreads.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, there's the oh God, what's the deck? Queen of the Moon Oracle, and it has a quite good. It's specific to the deck because the deck has a card for each month, and it has a very good spread that you can get a timing on things because usually it's very hard to just say when something is going to happen. I don't like to say it because I always say that once you do the work, it's gonna happen. But sometimes you want to just have a reading with, oh, when will my true love finally find me? And then you can be like in December, and then it's January, and you're like, thank you. Sometimes it's just fun, and so yeah, even Oracle decks has have great spreads. So it's I always advocate for people to read the guidebooks because I mean, if you read my guidebook, I think it's very funny. I mean, I try to make it funny. I was thinking about, adding zombies, a zombie bite, and I was thinking about a Z shape spread, but I don't think that the cards can be really used, or I don't know. I wasn't sure that if the cards can be used in a spread. So in the end, I was like, maybe I will post something on Instagram later.
right, cool.
Uh, no, I mean I have a dedicated section in my and hi I'm sorry. So I have a dedicated section in my journal where I collect all of them because I can't remember anything besides my 3 card spread pretty much. Especially once you start using something a lot, it will stick.
Mm,
But if it's just specific, I have a birthday spread that I do, and it has I think 17 cards. I think that's the number that I'm on. that I usually, that's what I'm gifting to family members. They get a birthday read from me. So I don't really use it that often. So I have, layouts for that.
Yeah, I tend to
How did
remember
that?
my spread positions actually. Now you say it. Well, there's some that I always forget, but in the interview spread, I always forget what card number 4 is. And every single
No,
time I've done a video where I'm doing the spread, I'm always like, this is card number 4 that I'm always struggling to remember.
you need to
Um,
make a note,
I
stick
know,
it somewhere.
stick it on my forehead, get it tattooed.
Correct.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hi, Diane.
Hey
Because
Diane, how are you?
how are you both? Ah, that was my Joe.
Oh yeah, Diane and Baby Buzz.
So exciting. And I'm so proud of myself for finding, guessing the name correctly. In last Friday's chat, we were trying to guess the name, and I was the fastest Google searcher because it's a constellation, and I can't exactly
Oh,
remember. I think it's a Vela or something like.
right, okay. Is this
It's a really cool name.
one of the name for the baby?
Yeah,
Right, okay. I wasn't there last Friday.
yeah, yeah,
I never knew that. That's exciting.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I live through other people, so yeah. I mean, keeping them in our index card is a good idea. Danny from Danny Mystics has a really cool index card box as well, and I was thinking about doing something like that, but I was like, nah. All and Bones has great spread. Is it YouTube or?
Hmm.
eh, Oh, okay. So Robin has a video, and I think yes, definitely, Gerard, you have to make a master spread. I mean, I'm surprised that there is none yet.
Oh, Jackie's linked Robin's pyramid
Yeah, yeah.
spread. Cool.
So I'll come back because for some reason in StreamYard you can't, click on stuff to save.
Yeah,
Maybe in the paying version you can do that. I don't know.
maybe. I don't have the pay version either. I
Shame. I
just
mean, I'm not paying if I don't have to. That's 2.3% Jewish in me doesn't let me do that. Mhm.
Have you ever like made up any spreads, Oshay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, the other one that I mentioned earlier, the Tried Spread Revisited book, Facebook group, we always come up with a spread and one of us creates that. And I have a spread that I created there, which was called Why Do I Hate You?
I did that. I think that's the only one that I've done,
Yeah, yeah,
actually.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't hate anybody, so it's but it's a fun word to use in this context because why do I hate you? No, why do I really hate you? No, I mean
Hmm.
why do I really hate you? So it's
Yeah,
going down the levels. And I
yeah,
also have a spread called Bridge because which I posted on my blog if anyone is interested. Because I often come to a place where I know what the problem is. I kind of know what the solution is, but I
hmm,
don't know how to get those two together. So the spread is a 5 card spread. I can't really remember the positions right now because
hmm.
I don't use it that often. But it's in the blog post. Everything is written down because I think it can be useful. To bridge these things together.
Yeah,
I think you're in the middle. The current situation or what you're facing currently is the middle, the problem and the solution on 2 sides, and then bridges to see
yeah,
how to get there.
yeah. That's pretty cool.
Okay, I mean I can make one. If I make one, I will be posting probably on Instagram. So if you want to follow me there, hi
That's great.
there. 3 card spread. Oh yeah, I like underlying issues. Oh yeah, that's what I want to say. Kelly from the Truth in Story, because she's kind of like a very knowledgeable person,
Yeah,
and I watch a lot of her stuff. She has a modified Catacross, which I really like, and that uses elements as well. And
yeah,
I kind of like the shape. It's a
yeah,
diamond shape, and just I really like the four elements in the four minor suits in the tarot. For me, that's something that immediately clicked, and I liked it. And I read the wands as fire and swords as air. I can't imagine reading them differently. I know that the pagan idea is different, but I'm like, you set the wands on fire, not the sword. So
yeah,
but anyway, I really appreciate the elemental part of it. So I always kind of gravitate towards spreads with elemental, you know.
yeah. Cool.
Would you be willing to have others make up spreads? Sure, of course. I mean, I'm just happy if you guys are using it, in any way and shape or form. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to seeing people, posting about it, and just hopefully, positive experiences, obviously, but
Yeah, I'm looking forward to working with it. I'm going to order a couple of decks at the same time. I was saying this, I put a post on Barely Balanced saying, like, when you order from Make Playing Cards, you're
mhm.
better to order a couple at a time. Um, so there's a couple that I've got in mind that I want to order, and I'm waiting for another. I'm waiting for one to become available, and
Mhm.
then I'm going to like bulk order. I think there's three that I want, including the Zombie Oracle. So
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going
I
to
put
order
it
them
on.
together. And
Yeah,
excited.
I mean, I put it up on now because I wanted, people to have a chance to look at it, decide if they want it, and then get it before, Halloween.
Yeah,
Who doesn't? I mean, I had a reading from her this year, and it was really, really good. The zombie tarot is really good. I mean, I had an issue with the deck because it wasn't cut to the same size.
oh,
Half of the deck was in a different, just like 1 millimeter different. But when I had the deck in my hand, that was very annoying. And
mm,
I tried to reach out to the publisher, and they were like, "We don't care." So I never got any reply back. And I wasn't even fishing for a deck or anything. I was just like, I wanted to be acknowledged that I have a problem, but no one cared. So in the end, I trimmed it, and now I'm happy to use it. But it was
mm,
really annoying, to be
that's
honest.
a shame.
Okay, so did I ask you already if you created yours? I mean, you asked
Um,
me, but did you create
oh,
yours?
I've created a few. It's not something that I tend to do very often. Um, because I think if I was to start going down that path, then I would just be like making new spreads every time I had a different question on my table, and I think I would kind of lose some of the meaning behind it. But I have created, so I created one when I was on Wine and Tarot with Jilly. That must be going back a good year now, actually.
Mhm.
I made one for that. I wonder if I can find it actually. It'll be in here. It was a so it's a kind of a relationship spread actually, but the context at the time was it was like kind of a how can I be the best ally that I can. Um, I've called it diversity ally spread, and it's a 6 card spread that basically looks like the Celtic cross without the staff,
Oh,
the four at the side. Um, so yeah, I made that up, and that was just basically a personal spread. I think at the time it was in fact, it would have been over a year because it was last year's Bisexuality Awareness Week. So it
yeah,
was.
which is now, which is now.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know.
We're on the month, aren't we?
Yeah, and
Um,
I was, a sister of mine told me, and I was like, I had no idea, and kind of funny because there's always this complaint about buy erasure. And I was like, I didn't know that there's a dedicated week to, me. I mean, as part of the bisexual big people. So I
Yeah,
was like, oh, okay, I should have known, but I had no idea. I never heard of it. And to be honest, I never seen anything on social media either. No
right.
post. I'm gonna do the spread with the three colors, an oracle, because I don't have a tarot with all those colors, but I haven't posted it. But I
Mm,
was like, who knew?
yeah. So that was why I'd made the spread. It was kind of a just to let me and whoever else wanted to use it kind of a just examine themselves and what kind of stuff like
That's
they
cool.
should do, what kind of stuff they should stop doing, all that kind of thing. And then I also made up not too long ago. I called it the numerology spread. I'm big on numerology. I love numerology. Linking with tarot. So it's like a 10 card pyramid essentially, and each of the positions is just like kind of your numerology. And that was quite a cool spread. I don't know how useful it would be to like answer questions and stuff like that, but it was a fun spread just to like kind of a work through. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, but
um,
sometimes you need those threads as well,
yeah, yeah, I know exactly. Sometimes you just need something that's going to make you laugh, and you know,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
I mean, if you join the Try Spread Revisited Facebook group, you can create one for a month because, anybody who joins and who wants to create a spread, you're more than welcome. So we have a really cool one right now. Richie made one. It's a I think it's HoloQuest. That's the name, and it's kind of like a story spread that you can write an actual story if you want to with it. So that's a really cool one. Hi, Simon.
hey
And
Simon.
Ange was here as well. Hi, Ange. We have Simon. I mean, I wasn't thinking about it. I swear. It's a conversation. Come on now.
Simon's to try to steal my job to just like turn up in the chat and then make it all dirty.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not in the chat, so someone
I
has to
know
do that.
exactly. Someone,
Yeah.
yeah, that my thoughts exactly. Someone's got to do
Yeah,
it.
I mean, if I would be in the chat, I would join, but and yeah, that's really cool. I mean, James is a very smart skull, so I'm quite curious what you will do with, music divination. Like, I never did anything like that, but I'm a baby with when it comes to divination and stuff like that.
Mm.
It's not a murderer, right? who's in? Who's behind you? you,
Oh
you
no, there's a main road. It's a main road out there, and I heard a noise, but it's usually like when a lorry or something goes by and there's stuff
Oh yeah.
shaking and it's wagging. Usually that's what the noise is, but it always sounds like something's about to crash into my house or something. So I'm always like, what was that? I'm quite easily startled.
I mean, I don't watch horror movies for a reason, so
I
um,
do because I love the stories, but I watch them like this.
but then I mean, I used to watch them, but I couldn't, sleep. I watch
Yeah.
thrillers because, if there's a serial killer, that's completely fine because there's someone who will catch them at the end. But when there's like just going around and killing people, it's like, nah, nah. And jump scares, I'm really bad with them. So
Oh, me too. I
no,
I lose my shit if someone gives me a
exactly.
fright.
I would just punch someone, or I would never
Yeah.
talk to them if they would dare to do that to me. I'm just putting this out there. So
My friend, I am going back maybe like 10, between 10 and 15 years here. My friend, we were watching a horror movie in my old flat in the living room, and it was me and two of my friends. And it was like late at night, lights were off, the scene was just perfect for it. And Lucy went out to, I don't know, whatever she went out to do, and she crept up, like the door was behind me in the living room, and she crept up and gave me the biggest fright. And I, like, totally lost it. I think I threw a cushion at her. and
I would
stormed
do
out.
something
I
like
had to go out and change. Like, I don't know what happened to me. I had this weird response where I just like went into this cold sweat. She gave me such a bad fright that I went into a cold sweat. I had to go and change my t-shirt. But like I threw something at
you
her,
were
and
worried for your life. So yeah, exactly.
yeah, really not very fun when someone gives me a fright.
Same. I mean, I don't like I said. I mean, we watched The Ring. I think The Ring was the last one. Either The Ring or the Resident Evil, because I watched one of the Resident Evils alone, and I didn't sleep during the night. I just sat in my bed, all the lights up, and I was like, when is morning coming? Because I was just like, I can't sleep. So that
Yeah.
was really just bad. And with The Ring, we watched it with my sisters, and as soon as the stupid movie stopped, someone called us on the freaking phone, and we were just like, "No, we're not picking that up," and just no. So yeah, and I don't know what that person wanted, but that was like horrible. So yeah, I mean, you like I said, give me a serial killer with an FBI agent in tail, and I'm gonna be happily watching, but like dogs from hell and stuff like that with Resident Evil and stuff like that. Nope. Nope. I can't even play games like that. I used to play Doom. I really liked the first Doom back in the day,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
always played it with cheating. I knew
All right.
the cheating codes by heart because I was like invincible and I always had my ammunition full, and that way I could just roam around and not get that scared. But I mean, games these days are just horrible. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Hi, Sandra. So I think we're gonna finish soon. Uh, just one thing that I was hinting at the beginning. So I want to start a new series, live show series, from the 11th of October. So if you like to create spreads, or if you never tried creating a spread, but you would like to create a spread, I was always thinking about, because a friend of mine keeps saying to me that she doesn't know how to learn tarot because it's just, she doesn't find the grip on, she doesn't like learning keywords, but she wants to learn them, but she doesn't know how to do that. And I was thinking about that using the tarot is what, helps you learn uh, what card means, but how would you do that? So I was thinking about we could do, if anyone is interested, create spreads specifically tailored to the cards. So we would start with the Fool, and the first stream would be, like I said, on the 11th of October, and it would be on, I don't know, it's a Monday as well. And I'm thinking about doing these every third week, because then we have a time to talk about things and all that stuff. And I was thinking about this before I knew about Playdate, but Playdate is a really, really good resource to, get an idea if you don't have an idea about the card. And how I was thinking about it is uh, there would be 3 sections for an hour. The first one where we would, pretty much collect the keywords that we want to use for each of the cards. And then we would, spend some time on creating the actual spread, and then we would do a sample reading together. So yeah, I hope people are interested, because I kind of want to do this as a collective thing, because I like talking to you guys. Hopefully I can set my camera up, that I have like Chris, with a table camera. But if I can't, I will have a whiteboard. I'm just gonna write on it, and I'm gonna do that because I don't know how else to do it. But yeah, I'm gonna put up some posts about it in places. So yeah, I mean, I think it can be very interesting, what people think about the card and what they want to see in a spread, and how the spread actually would look like, how many cards, stuff like that. So yeah,
That's pretty cool. That sounds like a good idea.
so yeah, I hope everybody can join in, and we'll see. But yeah, so anybody has anything? Is this the one with the spread, right?
Oh yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Oh, cool, cool.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay. I'm just checking, if I missed any questions. I'm happy people are, liking the idea. And like I said, the flip through for my zombie oracle is up.
Yeah.
11, and what time zone? Time zone is always mine, which is GMT +2, which is British summertime
+1.
-1, is it? Because it's 5 p.m. for you, which is 5:30 for you. It's 6:30 for me, and it's
Yeah, now summertime.
half an hour after noon in the US. So it's around midday or something like that. So it's the same time as this one, because I kind of think that this time works for most people.
Sure.
Okay, so anything you would like to add, Chris? Anything anything coming up on your channel that you want to talk about, maybe?
Good question. Thanks. Um, no, I think I've got, is it Marielle study group this weekend? So on Zoom, the Zoom is on Sunday, and then next week's live will be Marielle study group. So that's coming up.
Hmm.
And I still need to get in touch. I need to get in touch with the lovely Richard from Longman Tarot and get him set up to do a roundtable reading.
Ooh, cool.
And I've not seen Govinda for a while, but I'm going to get in touch with him as well and see if he still wants to come on and do a roundtable reading. So those are things that are coming up.
Yeah, I was thinking about
Um,
him the other day because he kind of disappeared, and I'm what he talked about in his last lives or so on Sunday kind of made it feel like that he had a bit of a slump. So hopefully he's
yeah,
okay.
yeah, I'm going to send him a wee message and see how he's doing and see if he's still wanting to come on. So we might see him soon.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't think of anything apart from that.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining and talking about spreads, and yeah.
Thank you for having me. It's been great. It's been great just having a wee chat. And I don't normally go live at this time either. Normally, if I'm going live, it's later on in the evening. So
Yeah,
it's
I
been
know,
nice.
because I usually am sleeping by then.
Yeah, you're usually in your bed.
It's 10
So
p.m. for me, and I'm like,
yeah.
which
So no, I've
kind of
really
sucks
enjoyed it.
because I miss a lot that I want to be there, like live, but I just can't stay up that late. So
Fair enough. I'm the same. See when I see if someone in the US is going
uh,
live at like it's only like 7:30 their time, but that's like midnight my time. Like sometimes it's like a really good thing that I don't want to miss, but like I'm just like there is no way. Do you know what I mean?
same 2
Um,
a.m. and I'm just like I
yeah,
can't. And it sucks because the most fun you have is in the live chat.
definitely, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, replays are fun, but being in the especially for something like your roundtable readings, it's fun to participate in the reading. So after that,
Yeah,
I can sit there and be like, oh, "That's so interesting," but kind of talking to myself at that point. So
yeah, yeah, definitely.
okay, and we can have a live at some point about nothing. Just talk about shit,
More
not
than that.
zero.
Totally, totally should.
Okay, okay.
Great.
Okay, I'm gonna end because I'm saying goodbye for like 5 minutes. So
Bye, everyone.
bye.